We are coming your way today with yet another relevant topic, interesting topic, hot topic, freshly baked topic. It is brain exercises. We are coming your way today with brain exercises, and we have none other than one of the finest faculty members of the Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences, specifically a faculty member of the Department of Nursing and Midwifery, our educational psychologist, always gracing our invitation when we throw our hands to him. He's none other than Mr. Chris Mauzo. Mr. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, I can see we are poised, ready for action. Myself, I can't wait to understand all these brain exercises, how it works, how people can practice it. We know that in the next hour we would have been well equipped on these brain exercises. All right, thank you very much. So listeners, let's quickly go and take a listen to Street Health, what people out there had to say when the Street Health team went out there to interview them on brain exercises. Take a listen.
This is PENTVARS Radio 96.1 FM.
Brain exercise is a program of regular activities purported to maintain or improve one's cognitive abilities. When we say the cognitive abilities, things related to the brain or the mind.
A typical example is swimming, reading novels, sleeping, playing cards and puzzles, listening to music, and also dancing. You see, this thing will help to release stress. And for instance, the reading, for instance, will enhance your vocabulary and your scope of understanding. So all these things will help to boost your memory, cognition, and creativity.
Yeah, one of the most significant benefits of brain exercise is that it promotes neurogenesis, or the birth of new brain cells. Yeah, this is very essential. And also, it protects your brain from aging and then neurodegenerative diseases. There are diseases associated.
I practice reading a lot. During my leisure time, I do that, reading books, storybooks, to just refresh my mind and then release stress as well.
I'm also into books too as well, and also pen down my feelings and what I do read from my books. So for instance, last week I read a book, The Smart Money Woman. It talks about we the youth being able to making it in life. So I try to pen down those things that will help me in my academics and in my life as.
This is PENTVARS Radio 96.1
This thing will help me as I studies to be able to stay focused. And
brain exercises involve yourself in brain activities like reading and a whole lot. Okay, so for games, for example, some of the games really helps in the brain. It helps you to analyze things. It helps you to observe and then interpret what you have observed. I play games. I meditate.
I study for about 4 hours. So within that 4 hours, what I do was, after studying about 1 hour 45 minutes, I will just take a short break, move out, speak with people so that I can release stress, so that I can have a fresh mind. And after that, I'll come back, sit down and continue my studies with the next hours.
But is the breakdown necessary?
Yes, it's very, very important. The reason is you sitting on board for about 1 hour or 2 hours, although it based on the strength that the person have concerning you studying. Yes, but you studying about 1 hour or 1 hour 45 minutes to 2 hours, you can see that you'll be stressful. And sometimes you can see that you can't focus on what you are studying. And when you experience such reaction, what you need to do is that you need to take a short break for the brain to come back to its normal state, for you to get better understanding of whatever that you are studying.
Training or exercise is a program of regular activities purported to maintain or improve one's cognitive abilities. The phrase cognitive ability usually refers to components of fluid intelligence such as executive function or working memory. Some of the activities of brain exercises like aerobic exercise like running and swimming.
An important activity that has to be done, that people have to be doing, yes, especially when you're going through stress, you're depressed, want to continue some work. It helps you, it enlightens you, like it makes you light. It reduces pressure, makes you think less, it makes you able to continue working hard. It motivates you when you are feeling that to be doing. I encourage people to do it. It's very good.
My lecturer, Mr. Reginald, when you put your fingers on your temporal bone and then you try to massage, you'll be relieved.
For brain exercise, from my own definition or my understanding about brain exercise, I see it to be someone trying to crack the brain to bring out something. I mean, thinking of your brain is you maybe thinking deeper to bring out something that maybe you don't know, you don't really know or not aware of.
This is PENTVARS Radio 96.1 FM.
Okay, welcome back into the studios, and that was Street Health with our Street Health team. Now listeners can get interactive with us on 050-137-3351, 050-137-3351. Send us whatever comment, send us whatever question you have. This is very relevant for us brain exercises. Whatever you might have heard on brain exercises in some point of your life, you want to send it to our educational psychologist and he'll be happy to answer them for us. All right, Sir Chris, let's go. A lot of people are tuned in from first years to second years to faculty members, and we've got a lot of reactions since we sent out the flyers on brain exercises. People are really interested to hear what you have to teach us. Now with the Street Health, I heard words like cognitive, neurogenesis. big words. All right, any comment on that before
actually I'm impressed with the Street Health because what they said is not too far from what we have to discuss this afternoon. Definitely when we say the brain, it has to do with cognitive processes, and the brain has to do with neurons and cells and nerves that communicate impulses in the brain. So yes, of course, all what they said. And regarding the brain exercises too, the things that they mentioned, they're exactly, most of them are what we need to do to exercise our brain. Sure.
Thank you very much. So listeners, we are good to go. It's brain exercises with Mr. Chris Miles, educational psychologist with the Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences, University. All right, so let's begin.
Okay.
From foundation.
Sure.
When we say the brain, brain, you know, people people usually miss. I think I used to do it, miss the brain with the mind.
Okay. Let me.
Yes, give us some.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before I say anything about the brain, I just want to say a big good afternoon to our phenomenal VC for his wonderful leadership, and also to our HOD, Dr. Che, and also to all our faculty members and all the university body, the students.
Thank you very much.
Everybody. And then to also my family, they are listening to me right now.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, so Sir Reginald, and then to our wonderful listeners. You see, the brain. Okay, we always say it's a complex machine. I always say it's a complex machine found in your body. Okay, and it has a lot. When you talk about the brain, it contains a whole lot of things because that's the central organ that drives the body.
The brain.
Yes, it's the central organ that drives the body. So let's liken the brain to the car and then the engine. Okay. Without the engine, the car cannot move. Can it? No. So the brain is the engine. You say the brain literally. Okay, the brain is the engine of the body. Okay, just as the car has an engine.
Okay.
And then you see that the brain is found in the skull.
Okay.
The human brain is found in the skull.
Okay.
And just as when you open the car, you find the engine. So you see the similarities. Good. So basically, when we say the brain, okay, the brain is part of the nervous system.
Okay.
Okay, and it is made up of nerves and fibers.
Okay.
Which is the central point of the nervous system.
Okay.
So the nervous system basically is the communicating system of the body, and the brain is the central point
of this communicating system of the body.
Yes, exactly. So the brain, and it's the brain that drives the body. Everything that the body does is the brain.
Okay.
But the spinal cord together with the brain forms the nervous system.
Okay.
And then you can also say that the brain is an organ located in the skull and is responsible for cognition, mental process, and controls the body and its functions.
Okay, big words. Cognition. Break it down for us.
Cognition is basically what we use the brain for, as in the processes, the mental processes, the process of using the mind or the brain. Okay, the process of using the mind, that is cognition,
right.
Thinking, reasoning, analyzing, critical reasoning, problem solving, all what we use our mind for. That is what we mean by cognition. Good. And then you mentioned something. You said the brain and the mind. Usually we normally use these two words interchangeably. But there are differences. But irrespective of the fact that there are differences, they work. They are intertwined. Okay. It's just the coin with two different sides. But it's the same thing. They work together. So the brain, we say the brain is the physical. It can be seen. The brain can be seen. It's an organ.
That engine we can see.
Yes. The engine that we can see. But the mind is the state, the functional state of the brain.
How do you mean, sir?
When you say the mind is the functional state, like that one, it is in an abstract form. The mind is in an abstract form. You can't see it, and the mind is expressed in form of a behavior. So we said that the brain and behavior and mental processes are intimately intertwined. See, the brain, mental processes, or the mind, and then behavior, they are all I asked this question in class one time, and one said the brain is the physical part of the physical organ, and then the mind is a state of the brain. Because it's the mind that can tell you the state of the brain, how one is thinking. You get it? So, and the mind is expressed in behavior. Behavior is the outward action. So, if there was this research, about the frontal lobe, we'll look at that. Frontal lobe. Someone had an accident. I've forgotten his name, and the accident, he was a worker at the railways. Like the train station. He had an accident, and the metal pierced his frontal lobe, his head, his forehead, and then came out under his jaw. Yes. So when after the accident, he got healed. He didn't die. He got cured and he recovered. Now, after the recovery, the way he behaved as compared to before the accident was different. So we said that the brain is linked to our behaviors and our mental processes. It's a whole lot of
Wow. It's a complex machine.
Complex machine.
Right. Now mentioning frontal lobes, that brings me to then there are parts.
Yes, so I'll come to that.
Yes.
And then we say the function of the brain. Generally, the function of the brain generally, it controls our thoughts, memory, emotions, touch, motor skills, vision, breathing, temperature, hunger, and every process that regulates the body.
Okay.
That is what the brain basically is for. However, the brain is structured into parts, and each part has its own specific function. Yes.
Out of these functions that you mentioned.
Yes, this is a general function.
Okay.
But the brain has, just as the car, you have this side, this part, this part.
Yeah.
And every part of the body too. The body also has its parts, and every part has
its function.
Its function. Likewise, the brain too.
Okay. Okay.
So honestly the parts of the brain is a lot, but I've tried to coagulate. I've tried to summarize all into the major parts. But before we look at the parts of the brain, I also want us to look at some brain facts, and it's very, very intriguing.
Okay, yeah,
brain facts.
Sure, certainly.
So the facts. The composition of the brain, the composition as in what it contains.
The makeup.
We say that the brain contains 78% water.
The brain?
Yeah, it contains 78% water.
Okay.
And then 12% lipids.
I see.
And then 8% protein. 1% carbs. 2% soluble organics.
Okay.
And then 1% salt.
This is interesting. Wow.
God put salt in that.
78% water.
Yeah, 78% water. Yeah. And then when the blood supply to the brain stops, it takes the brain 10 seconds until it hits unconsciousness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when blood stops flowing to the brain, it takes 10 seconds before
every process would
unconsciousness the body will get into unconscious state. And then listen, they said the slowest speed at which information travels between neurons in the brain is 260 miles per hour.
That's the slowest. 260
miles per hour. That is 460 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
So they said that light is the fastest, but the way information travels in the brain, moves in the brain, is faster than light.
That's in fifth gear.
Seriously. Yes. So the brain is really a complex and in fact an incredible organ. It's one of the most incredible organ
in the body.
Okay. Which without it, you are just, should I say a machine? No, a zombie, because machines even have brain, AI. Yeah. So you're a zombie.
Okay. All right.
And then the brain can stay alive for 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen. When you cease breathing, 4 to 6 minutes, the brain stays alive 4 to 6 minutes before it starts dying. And then listen to this one, more electrical impulses are generated in one day by a single brain than all the telephones in the world. Yeah. More electrical impulses are generated in one day by a single brain, a single human brain, than all the telephones put together in the world.
So we are transformers walking about.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow.
So it's their brain is an amazing. It's an amazing organ in the body.
Okay.
And then averagely, the brain thinks number of times we think in a day. Averagely, according to research, averagely we think 70,000 times in a day.
70,000 times
in a day.
Thoughts that just hit people.
Yes.
This, that,
yes,
that,
yes.
that
70,000 times in a day.
Charlie, that's true.
but ask yourself, out of the 70,000, how many of it have we been able to use productively? So sometimes, as much as we think 70,000 times, we need to have some deliberate thoughts that can lead to some productivity or productive outcomes.
Okay.
And then more on the facts.
Yeah, more.
And then 89.6% write with their right hand.
Okay. Yeah. Usually.
And then 10.6% write with their left. Just 10%. The average
majority.
All humans. And then 0.34% write with both hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right with both hands. And then another interesting fact. I believe
let's go. Let's flow.
Another interesting fact. You know that the female brain is also different from the male brain.
No.
In function.
No.
And then
I didn't know that. The female brain.
Yeah, the female brain is somewhat different in function and then composition than the male brain.
Do you know what I'm saying in my head? That is why.
Exactly. Let's move on. Okay, so let's look at neuron activity.
Okay.
Neuron activity. So with neuron activity, in male, the neurons move front to back within each hemisphere. You see, the brain is made up of hemispheres. We'll look at that. We'll come to that. The brain is made up of the right and the left hemisphere. The right side of the brain, the left side of the brain. So with male, the neurons move front to back in each hemisphere with little overlap. But with that of the female brain, it has less hemisphere isolation with regards to the neuron activity. That is, it's crosses. There's cross hemisphere with neuron activity.
I said it.
The left side communicates with the right side, and the right side communicates with the left side. But with men, it's
straight
with little overlap.
And with the female,
so he said it's because of that's why we can scientifically conclude that that's why women can multitask better than men. Yeah, women can multitask better than men. The ladies here are happy. And then a male's brain are averagely 10% larger than female's brain.
Okay.
But it is not related to difference in intelligence. The largeness of the brain.
Oh, how?
How? Intelligence has to do with it's not only about the structure of the brain or the size of the brain. It has to do with the quality of what the brain is exposed to from the beginning to.
Yeah, that's intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah.
The quality of information you're exposed to. And that one is a whole lot of topic on its own. And then we have we said the male brain contains about 6.5 times more gray matter. With the brain, it has a gray matter and a white matter. That one to explain what the gray matter and the white matter is. But say that the male have a more gray matter than that of the female, and then the female have more white matter than that of the male.
Okay. Any reasons for that?
Definitely, it could be the how do you call it? The way the
neurons are
the overlaps.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
And then the frontal and the temporal areas of the brain cortex are larger in volume in men. The frontal and the temporal area of the cortex. The frontal, I will explain what the frontal and the temporal lobes are. And then it's larger in women than that of men. And then you say the amygdala is larger than that of females.
That's also another part of
part. And then Sarah G, you ask yourself, you see your mobile phones, you have memory capacity 64 gig, 32 gig, 5 gig. Your mobile phone, if you want to buy a phone, you want a big
size,
storage size. Do you know the brain also has a storage size?
Okay.
Yeah. So the storage size of
I'm sitting down well. I'm sitting well.
So the storage size of the human brain, is 2.5.
What? The storage size?
Yes. Petabyte. That is 1024 terabytes. 1024 terabytes and a million gigabytes. And a million gigabytes. So the brain, and you say when you read other articles, they tell you
hold it. This is what is in our head.
In our head, yes.
This storage capacity.
Amazing. I mean, the storage capacity of the brain.
And what we cannot study, we cannot remember.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay.
So sometimes some of the researchers do tell you that among all this big memory capacity, you're able to use, or when you look at the beautiful inventions that we've seen all over the years and the inventions we see with technology and everything, you're able to use up to 3 to the brain capacity.
Just that.
Just that. So imagine if you can use, let's say, just 10%, we'll be disappearing.
10%, 15%, 20%.
Exactly.
50%.
Will be disappearing. So the brain is a limitless organ that has very huge. That's why there's a saying that whatever you put your mind on to do, you can do it, because the brain has that capacity.
Wow.
To do it. Yeah.
Wow. So
now let's go to the
people are sad already in the studio.
Not sad. So let's look at the various parts of the brain.
Okay.
So basically